This Mobo Joe, this L.Mont, and we live with Real Life Street Stars on the real.
Real life. If that shit ain't real life,
it ain't real life. Just ain't real.
Real life street stars. You know what time it is. Everybody start clapping right now. Reds is in the building. Mobo Joe. L.Mont. Mobo Campaign Records in the building. What's going on, brothers?
On the real, legendary Mobo Joe in the building.
Legendary.
I'm L.Mont. That's the legendary Mobo Joe. We real street stars. You know what it is.
Man, and we finna get all the way in there, man. For the record, man, for those who don't know, what is Mobo Records?
Mobo Records.
Mobo Records, I'm tripping.
Mobo is like, that's my name. Like when I was in about the 7th grade, a friend of mine gave me that name. And it's basically, like back then, like people say Woda and all that. Like back then, it was like everybody say both. You know what I'm saying? My middle name is Joe. That's what they know me by, Joe. You see what I'm saying? So he took the Mo and rhymed it with the Bo, and it's Mobo Joe. And it basically stands for on the go, wherever the money I will go. That's what it stands for.
Man, that's real,
and I
man.
just named my label when I started after me.
Now, before Cash Money, before No Limit, you was out here getting to it, man.
Yeah.
You was out here getting to it.
Well, you know, Cash Money started when I started. When I went to the studio to start recording, that's when I met Cash Money. But when I started rapping in 92, I was rapping like some hard street rap. You know what I'm saying? So when I started rapping, that gave me a little age on everybody else, because at that time, New York was still putting out a lot of bounce records. You know what I'm saying? But the content and the graphics that I was putting out, that's why they started labeling me as, you know, the creator of the gangster, what's it called? Pioneer gangster rap.
For those that are young, you know what I'm saying, that may just be tuning into this interview, you know what I'm saying? Give them some of the songs that are notable from your record label that really caught fire.
Well, my first CD was called, it was the lower level organization. My first record was called Portrait of a Villain. I got the video online and everything. That was my first, what you call them, to where we shooting the guns and we got the dice game all going. This was like in 92. My second project I dropped was Ruthless Juvenile. It was called Hard as a Fuck Part 2. You know what I'm saying? And you had Dope Game Ain't No Joke, Niggas Out Jacking. Like we had all the hits and bangers on there. Like that CD there turned the whole city up to a whole nother level.
As a testament to that, you got the guy from Detroit, Roster59.
Yeah, shout out Royce.
Yeah, Roster59. He actually posted the Ruthless Juvenile album, and he was like, "Man, these are the flows I was inspired by." And we know he a spitter. And then you got your boy from what's his name, OJ the Juice Man.
Yeah.
He had been on No Jumper, all those different platforms, like shouting it out. So he, you know, it hit the streets heavy.
Yeah, Joe, what part of the hood was you from? Like,
I'm from the West Bank.
All right,
I'm from the West Bank. Yeah, I'm from Harvey, Louisiana. Both of us from Harvey.
All right, man. So you was on that gangster rap, you know, while NWA was doing their thing and shit like that, but you had it in Louisiana going crazy.
Yeah, because I was inspired by.
Yeah, but I say, tell us what made you like. Was it shit that y'all was living, or what you saw?
I was inspired by Easy. That's what I was inspired about. You know what I'm saying? Like when I remember when I first heard the Dope Man on the radio. When I heard that on the radio, I knew, you know what I'm saying, it was a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? When I come up, when I was going to shows and concerts as a kid, you know, I used to, you know, back then, yeah, LL Cool J and all of them, but I was a favorite of Luke Skywalker because I liked the underground stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that was Luke Skywalker. And then when Easy came out, it was like, that's what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? But at that time, I wasn't selling drugs and doing all that at the time. See what I'm saying? But when I did and I started making extra money, that's when I said I wanted to get into the music game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, if you listen to your style, like you say, your style wasn't the typical New Orleans style. Did you get any backlash from that, or did they gravitate to the sound?
Now they gravitated to it. They gravitated to it because we was rapping like NWA, Ghetto Boy. We was like, it was real rap, but we still was rapping all the hoods and everything, you know, what was going on in the city. You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
So like the little guys that I had at that time, they was like 15 and 16. So they coming into my world and they're seeing the whole drug game explode right in front of their face. You see what I'm saying? So they was inspired. That's what they was rapping about.
So let me ask you this, Mo. When you look at Master P and when you look at Birdman for what they did with their labels, what did you see that they did right based on the way they moved?
Stay consistent. They stayed consistent.
That's real.
Consistent. And I mean, I love what they did, you know what I'm saying? Especially Cash Money, because like I say, I started with Birdman and Slim at the studio where I met him at. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you was already like locked in with him on some music
No, I met him at the studio. When I went to record my first project, they was at the studio like the middle of 91, going to 92. They was recording their first project. And I would record mine. That's where I met them at the festival studio in Kenner, Louisiana.
What was their sound like versus your sound when y'all was, just meeting each other and hearing the sound?
Their first project they dropped, it was a gangster project. It was Kilo G from the West Bank. You know what I'm saying? All their music, was straight. But when they dropped the Kilo, they was doing other stuff. But my first project, I didn't have my own equipment. I had it produced by Ice Mike, which was lower level organization, 150 by most. Then I went out and I bought like $10,000 worth of equipment. You know what I'm saying? I had a pre-production studio. So we was just, dumping at that time. You see what I'm saying? And like I say, at this time, I was inspired by NWA, Ghetto Boys and all that, with the guns and all that. I was inspired because I was coming to Dallas, Houston, Atlanta already. I was already doing that. So I was inspired by that. And I was like the first one that started putting the guns in the videos and all that. And the album covers and all that, because that's what I was inspired by doing.
Now, like for us in Dallas, right? If somebody was to say who's like the legendary DJs, they might say, the Feel Out, Fresh Crew, Nemesis. They might name people like that. For y'all in your section, who was that? Like the legendary DJs and the people that were putting in the work.
Well, when I was coming up, it was Slick Leo. It was Slick Leo, and then you had DJ Carrier from the Nightwalk. You know what I'm saying? Like Slick Leo was like he the DJ, like everybody, like he was like the real DJ, like, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like you had the name.
So what ended up happening? How come everything didn't come into fruition like it was supposed to?
Well, because like I say, the guys that I was working with, like my producer was 16 and my 4 top rappers was like 15, 16. You know what I'm saying? So I was working with adolescents at that time. Then at this time, New Orleans had a lot going on. It was like I call it a sewer pipe. Like it was like just a sewer pipe. So everybody finna to get out of there. You see what I'm saying? Plus, it's like we all was learning hands-on experience. I was just like Cash Money. We was learning as we was going. But the thing that really, why it didn't really pop at that time, because the music industry is controlled. Yeah. And at that time, they wasn't letting New Orleans rappers in the early 90s. You're talking about 92, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what I'm saying? But you had Mobo, you had Cash Money, you had Big Boy, you had all these other labels that was down there. It was a whole bunch of us. And we was putting out so much of music to like the majors wasn't really selling. So eventually they started, looking into New Orleans music. At that time, the ice was breaking.
That's facts. Now you at the West Bank, man. I'm just curious, just even coming up, through the Desire projects and stuff. How did you not get back into the streets and stay focused on the music, like with everything that's?
Oh, I was in the streets when I was doing music.
Oh, okay.
I was in the streets.
My bad.
Yeah, I was in the streets.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah, I was in the streets then. You know what I'm saying? But where I was raised then, I wasn't raised like the East Bank and the West Bank. I was raised. The only difference is the river. Yeah. But the West Bank is more like a rural area. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the East Bank, you got all the projects. Now we had the one big project on the West Bank, but it was like more hood. While I was raised that, like it was more like a village. We had a mother and a father in every hood. You know what I'm saying? Which I lost my daddy young. So it was more different, like we own our houses and stuff. We didn't stay in the projects and stuff. But when my daddy died, then I moved to the Desire Project. You know what I'm saying? That's when I was exposed to a lot more shit.
Man, that's real. And this for both of y'all. When they call you, when they say the word country or Southern, which one do you take heed to? Which one do you prefer? Which one do you respect? Like if they call y'all like, man, he country or he Southern, whichever one.
Well, I did an album called Straight from the Woods. So I'm a country boy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I come up fishing, I come up hunting. You know what I'm saying? By the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You got to deal with the hand that's dealt with you. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, there was flooders in with the drug scene. All the older men that taught me had then kind of died off. Yeah. The ones that was supposed to teach us, they was on the drugs. You know what I'm saying?
I don't take no offense to it.
Nah, it ain't nothing.
I don't take no offense to it because it's like, I understand it's only to their understanding of, you know, how they feel about certain areas. You know, that's like out here. Because of y'all accent, we might be like, oh, they kind of country because, you know, because of the accent. But, you know, we in the city, it's like it's a metro. Y'all got a metroplex and we got a metropolitan. So we part of the metropolitan area. So it's like, you know, we doing the same thing you doing. You feel what I'm saying? We hustling, this going on, that's going on, that's going on. So it's like, I don't really look at it like, I'm like, well, fuck it. If I'm country, I'm country. I'm going to embrace it.
That's real.
You know what I mean?
And real quick, and man, we got a whole story to go through. L.Mont, but real quick, Mo, I'm just curious. Back then, because you in the game, the music there, you in the streets. I'm just curious, man. Back then in Louisiana, man, how bad was like the pimp problem, the prostitution problem? Was that a thing back then?
Nah, we ain't had like how it is out here in Dallas and Houston and Atlanta. Like it wasn't like it ain't like that. Like what back then, you know, like you had the strawberries and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That the older cats mess with. Before as walking the streets and shit like that, there wasn't a whole lot of that. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, at that time, you know, it was against the law to trick. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that wasn't something that you was trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
All right, now, Mo, you making headlines right now.
Yes, sir.
You have an open case right now regarding the now famous Glorilla song, man, to which you have a song, Hey, listen, man, talk about tomorrow, man, as far as there's a song that sounds eerily similar to that track, and you know you have a track. Name the track that you have and when it was put out, if you don't mind. As far as that is in open litigation.
My track, I'll put it out on a Doghouse Posse CD called "The Dope Is Getting No Heavier." The song is called "The Streets of the West Bank." You know what I'm saying? They got the sound pianos and all in it. You know what I'm saying? Breaks down the sound and everything, and then like. When they dropped the video like that, I think it was like September 25th at midnight, a fan way from Charleston, South Carolina, sent me a snapshot. No, he sent me the link to the video, and then at the bottom, he had Streets of the West Bank. Like, OG, they took your stuff. So like, the fans recognized it right off. Yeah. When I picked it up and I listened to it, I automatically know because all it was made in my pre-production studio 30 years ago. Yeah. So soon when I heard it, I just contacted my lawyer.
Does the lawyer go right after Glorilla or either the producer? Like, is it just the whole label? Is it a label thing? Is it CMG?
Yeah. See, like when you look at the lawsuit, everybody's involved, like the publishers, the label, the artists, all that's in there. But they can automatically look at Glorilla because she the artist. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But when you look at the lawsuit, everybody gonna be, you know, in the lawsuit. Just like we have a wreck, everybody involved in that lawsuit name gonna be in the lawsuit.
Name Cardi B might be a little bit in that motherfucker too.
No, because she was a feature.
I mean, shit.
I think she was just a feature.
She wasn't on the original. So let me ask you this, because you know with sampling, right? Because that was the situation they sampled the song, right? Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of times, like you know, Marvin Gaye's family, they don't play. Nigga, if they hear anything, if you replay the song, they on your ass. Yeah, for sure. So for you, you know, did they even try to reach out when they initially sampled it at all, or nothing?
No, see that's the thing. The song was published and everything. All they had to do is reach out and sign a licensing deal and do it. You know what I'm saying? But I think the producer is so young, and these young folk, they just, you know, they just don't take it. They don't have principles. They just gonna do what they're gonna do.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But when I first found out, when I reached out to my lawyer, he said he talked to, I think it was her lawyer and a producer lawyer. You know what I'm saying? And in so many words, they was kind of like talking about it, and then they just stopped responding. So then the next step is to go and file a lawsuit and just take it to court. You see what I'm saying?
Now let me ask you this, because the song I'm sure is platinum or multi-platinum at this point.
Well, yeah, it's
tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
I know when I last checked, I think it was gold, but it should be platinum.
It should be platinum, or it should be headed that way.
Yeah.
When you sue him, are you gonna ask for a plaque too, or?
You get that. When you win the lawsuit, you get that.
Okay.
Yeah, you get that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's hard.
I might ask for a walk in the park with Glorilla though.
Yeah. Now keep it a bean.
That's what I might do. You know?
Now keep it a bean. If you win this lawsuit, how are you gonna celebrate?
I'm going and buy me a farm and go live in the woods and be a country boy.
God damn.
Put some animals on now, just live, baby. You know?
That's real. Are you a fan of Glorilla's music?
Yeah, I like our rap, I like our music and everything. Yeah, I like everything about it.
Definitely. As far as the other music you have you heard of any other situation where somebody might have sampled or took essences?
I done heard people like, you know, took little pieces of stuff back then, but you know, when you sample stuff, you're allowed to use a small amount. It's called how you use it. But on this deal, is different. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I got a song called Knuckle Up Nigga on that Sam CD.
Oh, damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When Knuckle Up, Buckle Up, Who the Who came out.
Master P.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People was like, but it wasn't nothing to really kind of sue for. You see what I'm saying? But I done heard of several pieces of stuff, but it just be little pieces.
Now, mind you, you've been making around. What are some of the platforms you've been on? Because I seen you on some of everybody's platform. I mean, even TMZ got the story, but go ahead.
Beehive.
Yeah, I seen you.
Yeah, I've been on Beehive, I've been on Donnie Houston. I was on Boss Talk. I was on Super Tight TV. On 2 Live for Hip Hop in Atlanta. And now I'm here.
On Reallyfe.
I'm big time now. I'm big time.
Big time.
I'm big time.
So I'm curious, what are you doing right now as far as, you know, are you still, the record label still exists?
Yeah, I run a trucking business.
Oh,
I see you have a trucking guru on here too. But yeah,
trucking guru.
I've been doing that for like the last 12 and a half years.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I got a trucking company, I drive and everything. Like I really get down with it. I've been doing that for like 12. That's how I pay my bills.
Are you strictly on trucking right now? Or are you still in music? I mean, I know what.
I just dropped my latest project. It's Ruthless Juvenile 30th anniversary. You know what I'm saying? I dropped it. It's on all platforms. I got a feature from Fiend on a remix we did called Run That Shit. And I got a I Wish with Big Mike from Ghetto Boys on. I got feature from L.Mont. And I got the lead rapper, Full Shab on there. And I got several more artists on there. But yeah, I'm still dropping. I got some stuff I'm setting on.
And he got the original Ruthless Juvenile man, the brand that he's serving. How long you got?
Brandon, he had 252 years, but he give 200 back. He got 52 years left. That's one of the original Ruthless Juvenile.
For bank robberies, some shit like that, got shot by the cops.
Man, nah, for real. I want you to be able to shout out some of the other artists that, you know, you tapped in with, man. Shit like Fifth Ward Webbie, man. Of course, like you said, Ruthless Juvenile. Weebie.
Rest in peace.
Tell us about some of the other artists that you just kind of did business with, you know what I'm saying, that people may know.
Man, I had the pleasure to work with a lot of artists. You know, I worked with the great Tim Smooth. I put something out on him before. I put Fifth Wall Weebie first project out. I put the first time you heard Twerk on a record out with Cheeky Black. I was the first one to put that out. I put out Ricky B, Shake It For Your Hood.
Yeah.
What is that? Kid, one of them did one of his songs. We did his song too. Shake It For Your Hood.
Oh, that was Nino Calvin.
No, it was before him.
Oh, it was Kid.
Yeah, it was another one of them. But I work with a lot of artists, you know what I'm saying? But I'm from the West Bank. Well, the great Tim Smooth from Bust Down, MC Thick, Railroad. I'm from that side of the water.
The West side.
All right, it's real. L.Mont, man, let's chop it up real quick, man, because you know, you got a whole little situation yourself, man. First and foremost, I want you to let people know kind of how long you've been in the game and how long you've been messing with it.
I've been doing music since I was 7. You know, my mama, rest in peace, she used to sing to me and shit like that. So I've been in it, you know what I'm saying? Been doing it. Black and Mild was like my inception to the game. Black and Mild, who produced the Nights for What for Drake, the new Beyonce song, the Energy.
Yo.
The other one with Kodak Black, shout out Black and Mild. So he produced like my first track and also the Bubblegum record. He also produced that. Me and him kind of did it together.
Yeah.
Because you know I would beat on my chest, make noise, and kind of construct it, kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
I already know it.
You know, that's that co-production. You know what I'm saying? If you know
right.
about the business. So we kind of got in there together with that. And I mean, I've been traveling around the world. I mean, I done been to This Is 50. I done been traveling like in the back of a van, you know, sleeping in trucks, going from festival to festival with flyers. You know what I'm saying? Like really guerrilla hustling and really getting it on. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To the point I run across Ross. He didn't, you know, telling me, oh man, you know, I'm signing nobody. You double MG. You feel what I'm saying? Inviting me to the pool parties and, you know, like all that shit scripted. Like you can go look at it. I did a documentary of over 150 artists worldwide. It got Tretch on there, Yo-Yo, Lil Mama, damn near the whole industry on there, from Snoop Dogg to Young Thug to, you know, I didn't came across
NBA Youngboy.
everybody, NBA Youngboy, like everybody you could think about in the game, I possibly came across them, either been co-signed by them or affiliated with them in some form or fashion. I done did music with Young Greatness, who rest in peace, who got killed in what you call him?
Yeah.
I got 2 songs with him. I got stuff with Mano, the lobby boy from New York. BTY Youngin, rest in peace, is another guy who from the around the way in our area. Kid. Man, I Dizzy. You know what I'm saying? I had cameos in the Wayne video from prison, inside of prison. You know what I'm saying? While I'm in prison having cameos. It's like I've been in the game. Like I've been getting it in, man. I got a huge, rich history.
So tell me about the Harvey Hustlers that NBA Youngboy shared. What is that? You know, when you pop it up on YouTube, you see the documentary. What is it? How were you involved in it?
All right, the Harvey Hustlers, well, my brother, rest in peace, he founded a gang called the Murder Squad. So I was from this neighborhood called Scottsdale, it's behind the State Building. Actually, that case with the Harvey Hustlers was one of the cases to be groundbreaking when it comes to the state RICOs and stuff like that they doing all over the world that y'all see with Thug and all them.
Yeah.
So that was like a groundbreaking case, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of those guys was my people I hung with, you know what I'm saying? My partners, I was like one of the first dudes, you know what I'm saying, go to jail at that time, you feel what I'm saying? I went to jail early, so I ain't get, you know, I can't say too much about that, but you know,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's really, you know, friends,
Yeah.
and, you know what I'm saying, my affiliates and shit like that.
Yeah. So paint the time frame of like when that was going down, because again, that sounds like some history in New Orleans that people don't really, they may not be, if they're not in the know, they might not know about.
Yeah. Well, New Orleans, I'm from the west side, so
Right.
you got across the river, like he said, it's separated by the water. The only 2 hoods that they ever had like a American gangster documentary about was the Calio Projects and the Harvey Hustlers, you feel what I'm saying?
Right.
The facts.
So, you know, it dates back some years before I was even born, but a guy, a friend of mine, like really my right-hand man, he started rapping, doing tapes with DJ Drama and shit like that. And when he was doing those tapes with DJ Drama and Don Cannon and all that, he put the name on the moniker, the Harvey Hustlers. So, you know, the cops, you know, so they just put that name associated with us and called us a gang. But we actually just was neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, neighborhood hustlers. You know, doing like anybody else, like saying like motherfuckers on the south side of Houston or south side of Dallas, you know what I'm saying? Just living and trying to make a way out of, you know, out of the ghetto.
Now you end up doing some time. You end up catching a murder charge.
Yeah, I caught a murder charge at 17.
Are you able to speak on that situation by chance?
Yeah, it's done now. I served my time, so
Yeah.
I could talk about it.
So what happened with that situation? What me asking?
Like, I mean, guy approached me in the wrong, you know, in a wrong setting, and he punk fake, acting like he had a weapon, and self-preservation is the first law of nature. You feel what I'm saying? I self-defense, stand your ground. I just stood my ground, and you know what I'm saying. That's how, you know.
So why didn't they let that go as a stand your ground as far as if it's self-defense? What was it about that situation that from what you saw? Because I'm assuming you had a quarter pointed at 17.
Well, yeah, I had a quarter point. Actually, matter of fact, she was trying to get me to take
the.
she was trying to get me take 40 years.
Nigga.
So she was like, all right, at first I was on 2nd degree murder. So what they did was I set it up for 60 days. So in New Orleans, we got this thing, you got 60 days and you roll out. So after 62 days, I'm thinking I'm about to roll out, you know, I ain't on a murder charge. So they had, some of the witnesses came and said that me and the guy had a fight. So if you had a fight, that's gonna make it manslaughter. So they broke it down, that's 0 to 40. So when I went in there, she was like, yeah, you killed somebody, you know what I'm saying? You know, go ahead and take the 40 years. I'm like, I never told you I killed nobody. So she was like, well, what are you gonna do? I'm like, so I asked her, I was like, look, man, you got children? She like, yeah, I have a son and a daughter. I said, how old is your son? Her son just so happened to be 17. Yeah. So I was like, would you tell your son to take the 40 years? So she looked at me and was like,
nah, for real.
Like, oh, she said, I'm so sorry. Like, you know, I brought her to a certain level of reality. She was like, I'm so sorry. He owes me a favor and walked, yeah, real talk, and walked off and came back with 20. And I'm like, man, that's the rest of my life. I'm 17. So she went back and came back with 10. And then I just sat for a minute. I was like, man, look, my mama came and rest in peace. She came in the courtroom and was trying to get me to take the time. You know how you know how mothers is. So I was like, man, fuck, I've been down like 2 years. Look, give me 9. I went to doing the math. I'm like, well, fuck, I'm 17. You know, I'm young, my young mom, like, I still can mess when I get home. I can mess with the girls.
I still look good.
I'm thinking about the women. I'm like,
I still look good.
Yeah, I said, yeah, I'm gonna be 25 when I get home. So fuck, I got this crowd of women. I got this crowd of women. Shit, I'll make it out. And then I took the 9 years. You know,
in any other situation, I would tell you played it the same way. The fact that they just throw 40 years at you and expect you just to be like, take it. Like, nah, they throw 20 at you like, yeah, that's, nah, man.
Well,
like,
what really was on my mind, this guy, my Muslim brother, he had death row. He was on death row. He gave death row back, Irvin. So he gave death row back. And he came to me, he was like, man, like, I heard a lot about you in the streets, this, that, and the third. He said, sometimes, like, you know, if you did something, you know you did something, you got to take accountability. You got a lot of dudes in prison be delusional. So sometimes, like, you know, if you can get away, you can get away. I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not, you know, I'm not glorifying it or nothing like that or telling people what to, you know, do in that sense. But I'm just saying, like, when they came to me, I was like, well, he was like, you know, you can go upstate, you can take, you know what I'm saying, you go, you know, take it to trial, let them send you upstate. You can come back on the technicality or whatever, you feel what I'm saying, give it back or find a loophole. But it might take you 10 years to get that loophole. And even when you come back, they still gonna make you cob out. Yeah. So I was like, when he told me that, it's you know, common sense. I'm like, well, fuck, it don't make no sense. I might well just cob out, take this and come home.
How much time you serve overall?
So I served, well, overall I served like 13 or some years.
A little more.
And right now I'm fighting charge. Right now I got a open gun charge. So, but that's the crazy. Like my cousin was murdered. They stood over. She was a bus driver. And I was around her sons. They had legal guns. They came to court and had Alpha Davises and all like that. So I should be good with that. I ain't really tripping like that. Nah, and
praise you on that one for real. Now, I'm just curious. The 13 years you're doing as a young man, because they say that most people don't even know. Most young men don't become a full grown man until they're 25, like their brain functionality. Right. What did you yourself learn about yourself or about the system, about the world while you was in there? Like, what'd you take from that?
Well, my whole time in prison, I read books. I probably read like 1 million books.
That's real.
All different levels. Like that's all I did. So the whole time I come in the dome, a dome might have like 200 something people. I'd be going to from inmate to inmate. Look, man, what you got in your locker? What you got in your locker? And then another thing I did that was profound was I was 17 and I was looking for older dudes. When I figured out that I was around a lot of dudes who had life, I figured the universe put me in a place. I was like, damn, I almost had life, but these dudes, you know, they on side me, sleeping on side me, got life. They never gone home, so it made my time feel like, well, fuck, I'm gonna make it out one day. You feel what I'm saying? Thanks. So I started asking them, like, what would you tell your 17-year-old self that you know now? That way I could take heed from whatever they gonna tell me. That way I never make it back in there. But you know, unfortunately, I went in again for a vest and the SKS scale pills and weed. Yeah. And I doubled back for a P-Win, a dope, coke, weed, shit like that. It was all fluke.
Where were you housed at?
I was in the same prison Boosie was at. I was in DCI, Dixie Correctional Facility.
Yeah. What was probably the worst shit you seen in there, if anything? Like,
My little partner got stabbed up. He ripped all his guts out of him, and you know what I'm saying? Like, really, like, it was crazy. Like, he was playing with this old timer, and the old timer laid up there and caught him while he was asleep. Like, he woke him up, like, man, I want you to see this shit. Hit him in his guts and just ripped it open. And,
damn, this your partner?
yeah, it was my partner. Yeah.
Shit.
It was crazy. They'll send that stretcher. Like once, well, you know, if a knife fight go down in DCI, they'll cut the walk down. They shut the walk down. You hear the siren, and they send a stretcher. And they either gonna fly you out or bring you on the what you call it.
Damn.
That shit was, you know, like I don't encourage nobody to try to go to jail. Like I don't glorify jail. I come from that, so.
Yeah, we need more.
Shit.
We need more real stories.
Yeah,
like
get out here and get some money. Like get a bag or change the frequency, change the level. Like they ain't really what it is. You feel
now you got back out here and you got to the music, man. I'm just curious because you know you got a lot of cosigns, man. But I gotta ask about one situation. There's a situation in which the bubblegum record, man, and RP Takeoff. You know, first and foremost.
Yeah, RP
but Migos kind of took that song that you had and tell me about that. You know what I'm saying? The bubblegum situation.
Yeah, I actually, you know, opened up for him in New Orleans and the Singer Theater. You know what I'm saying? Takeoff was there. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Takeoff. Yeah. You know, so I remember meeting him. He was cool. Quavo actually the one that took it and made it his first single on his first tape. You feel what I'm saying? And I actually gave it to him to do business with him to try to swap it out. So you know what I'm saying? Like the lawyer told me, you know, I can't really say too much, but I actually gave it to him. I got a recording of it and everything.
So wait, you did a handshake deal, but you put it on video?
Yeah.
So you was covering your ass, or you just said, "Hey, bro, turn on the camera."
Well, I had a cameraman that followed me all around.
Oh,
like he followed me. Like this man followed me all over the world.
Oh, you had the
you know what I'm saying?
You had the Kanye West. What's his name? I forgot his director name.
I had that.
Yeah. So how does that work? Like when you have the video, does that help? Or
Well, it helped because I mean, if you got a deal, put it like this. Yeah, those cases ain't gonna never go to an actual court. Like when you're dealing with cases like that, it's just like a car. No, they have insurance on the records. So if an artist gets your record, what they're gonna do is the company might have insurance on their record. So if anything ever comes up for that record, they'll pay you out like that. It'll never see a real courtroom. But in the event that it ever was to see a real courtroom, I'm pretty sure that the visual effect of it would actually, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, it's a good in response to actually placing the person there, saying that I got a placement of, you know, me and them together.
So like even with Mobo, do you let the artist or let's say whoever, do you let them grow that song?
You let them grow it.
Before you holler at them?
Why would I stop? Why would I stop?
Yeah.
Why would I stop the brain? First of all,
it's not good.
Let me make this clear. I love the Migos. Shit, man. Like it's no, you know what I'm saying? Because like one dude told me, he was like, man, they didn't actually steal a record. That's how this is what he told me. He said, this is how it go. He said, you know, like Beyonce will put a song out. Let's say Neo wrote for
It's like a take.
Let's say Neo wrote for Beyonce. He put the tape out. She ain't gonna tell him that I'm about to put it on my tape. He gotta go in there and claim it. So it could have been that issue. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And you had to go claim it. And if you know, you know. Like if you catch your shit and you know it's your shit, that's what it is. So you feel what I'm saying?
so the lawyers, when you tell a lawyer that hey, I got a Migos record, they just really like be pro bono. I got you. Like,
oh no, yeah. You ain't spending no money.
Yeah.
You ain't
Don't worry
spending-
about that.
When I walked in there,
Yeah.
that man said, you the only one. I got copyrights, I got everything. He said, you the only person that ever came to me with everything laid out.
Yeah.
This is like the case of a lifetime. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey, now I got to ask you about this before we get out of here, man. You interviewed Fred Hampton.
Yeah, Fred Hampton, Fred Hampton Jr. His son.
Jr. Okay, yes, yeah.
His son, yeah, you know that was some legendary. Yeah.
How did you even make that happen? Like when you get that, that's a lot of responsibility to have. Like damn, Fred Hampton.
Actually, he mentally attacked me. So all right, it's crazy because we got Mia X, we got Lady of Rage, we got Yo Yo.
Shout out to all the ladies. Yeah, you got the South legends.
I got a real cipher going on, and so I'm interviewing him. I was asking him for an interview for my documentary called The No Unplugged. So as I'm interviewing him, they went to attacking me like, You know, like, what, you know, do you really live like this?
Yeah, nah, for real.
So I went to, you know, I had to show, you know, I come from the prison to what we did cypher. So as me coming from the prison, I knew how to, as he was attacking me with questions, I knew how to actually rebuttal the questions and actually articulate myself to a point where he had to respect it. And he ended up hugging me and all of a lady of rage, yo, ended up kissing me and shit like that. And that was good, man. Meeting that dude, that was he a humble, very, very humble.
Now, we actually supposed to have him on the couch, man. Shout out Fred Hampton Jr., man, because, of course, you know, he legendary, but we definitely need to have him on this couch. So I got to ask you, you know, this weekend, Rick Ross is doing a big-ass car show on his lawn, the MMG car show. And you had a little situation with MMG early on, or at least a possible situation that could have went down with Rick Ross label, man. What? Tell us what that was. Like, who got in contact with you? Who was feeling you? Was it Ross or was it somebody else?
I'm gonna tell you what I did. I was in Atlanta. I was going to do DJ Small Eyes interview.
Shout out Small Eyes.
So I went. I just come home, 3 days home. So I come home. You know, I'm spiritual. So it's like I'm out there. I see people moving a certain kind of way. Yeah. I'm like, damn, something ain't right. Now, you know, like the pop-up parties, that became a new thing, you know, as of right now, that pop-up shop, pop-up this. The first place I saw that was in Atlanta. So they had a pop-up concert with every motherfucking artist you could think about there. So we didn't walk down on it. I'm like, well, damn, you know, I'm about to get in on my name. I'm about to get in on my name, but I got to find the artist exit.
Yeah.
So I went to think, and I saw a documentary in jail about the Atlanta airport, and it was underground. And I thought about the underground, so I looked. I'm like, right, underground. I walked down. Boom. But lo and behold, I see everybody from fucking Meek Mill. That's when I first met Meek. I met Meek before Ross. I gave him my CD and shit.
That's real.
And it was Killer Mike. Everybody could think about Monica. I rap for Monica, and then she told me don't give my music to nobody from shout out Monica.
Yeah, pregame.
Yeah. She said, no, Monica was like, don't give your music to nobody from Atlanta. They gonna steal your shit. She said, she said, copyright. She said, copyright your shit. And Shannon Brown was actually in the car. That's when she was dating Shannon Brown. I spit for her. She told me that, gave me a number and shit. She was right though. I'm gonna say that. She was right.
Inspired by.
Yeah. So I remember I came across B.O.B. I had the last tape because I had tapes I was giving him. And I told the guy, I was like, nah, this last tape for Ross. So his drop, it was another celebrity, I can't think of his name, but he was like, man, well, just give it to Ross then. So I ended up on, that day I went back to the hotel. The next day, Ross had a date party. So I was outside, just like outside, sitting in front of the club. Like I'm not in the line. When Ross pulled up, he jumped out of the car, walked straight in the fucking club with Ross. I walked straight in there with him. And then as he walked out, I met him at his car. So he had two females at the car. So my pilot was like, man, start rapping. You know, I got a big voice. I start barking. So I started barking on that DMX shit. So I went to barking. The driver pulled a window up on me. But as soon as he pulled the window up on me, Ross and them pulling that bitch back down. Like, hold up. They like, hold up. Hey. What, this your CD? They took the CD. So when they took the CD, Sam Sneak, DJ Sam Sneak, shout out Sam Sneak.
Shout out Sam?
Yeah, they took the CD. And Ross was like, look, you don't gotta do that no more. Send me 3 songs that sound just like that with that same energy and I'm gonna sign you. I actually did that. He called me and asked me to come to the mansion. He thought I was from Atlanta. I just so happened to come home. I just had my daughter beautiful and I was just seeing it. I told him, look, man, can I hit y'all back? I'm just seeing my daughter. I just come home. So they was like, cool. I hit him back. Ross was like, oh, it was everybody in the studio. They put me on speakerphone. Ross was like, look, don't sign to nobody, you double MG. So I heard him, so I had to, I act like I ain't hear him so I could hear it again.
Say it again, what was up?
I said, what you say? He said, so Sam Sneak said, you heard that? Ross said, yeah, don't sign to nobody, you double MG, all right, back. So they gave me a task to go get this song or whatever. And I don't know, I think I had an issue with me because I had the song I sent them, I was on this track. You know, when I got to the mansion, one of his partners came at me talking about, I'm the one that beat up Safari. So, you know, I'm just coming home.
Oh, damn. Yeah. This is after Nicki Minaj Meek.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I remember the video.
So, you know, I felt that I went at him and shit, you know what I'm saying, on some other shit. And then.
Were you the one that was in there with, were you in the video with Safari?
No.
Okay, just make sure.
Yeah, I know it. I don't know that bit, but it wouldn't have happened like that. I'm gonna give you all G. It wouldn't have been no shit like that. There's been no survivor. I believe in self-preservation, brother. I'm just saying.
There you go.
Ain't gonna be that type of shit. But yeah. So it happened was the music I actually sung. They wait, and Meek Mill actually referenced my music in his song on his tape, and I did a song by Phil Collins. If you heard the tape, I did it with an artist named Trez from California. He got that whole little thing, and then he doubled back into Traumatized. When you say the streets got a hold of him, that's a song I sung to him. So man, this is that shit. Sometimes I feel like I'm an industry muse or nigga just inspired by me. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
they're like, hey, I'm gonna take from you. I'm gonna do this.
I don't know what it is, man. I'm just saying.
Now, the dopest part I got from that story is that you named your daughter Beautiful. I fuck with that.
Yeah.
I fuck with that heavy.
Yeah.
Now I gotta ask, man. We just had him. We had him here yesterday. Lil Soldier Slim, Lil Soldier. We had him here, and you had business. You had dealings with Young Juvie and Lil Soldier, huh?
Yeah, I got music with both of them.
Yeah, he said he wasn't really fucking with the music. So you must have hit him when he was inspired by music at that time, because he like, man, I tried the music, I ain't really fucking with like that, but you must have hit him when he was like really just into his bag.
This recent. This about a month, maybe 2 months ago. 2 months.
About 2 months.
About 2 months ago.
He said he trying to get back into it, but he,
it was just a feature. Though.
It was just a feature. I fuck with him, like, you know what I'm saying. Like when I was in Atlanta, and Goldmouth, the dude Goldmouth who messed with Jeezy, he came to me. He FaceTimed Lil Soldier Slim, and he was asking Soldier Slim to see if he knew me, because like I shut the what's this is? It was Outcast Studios. I shut it down, me and folk. I shut that motherfucker down. So, you know what I'm saying? So he was asking, did somebody knew me, trying to verify the shit I'm saying was facts. He called the Soldier Slim verified, so like, he the realest. You know what I'm saying? I got to, he the realest, because reason why I say that, because, you can't find too many people to, co-sign a person behind their back when they're not looking. You know what I'm saying? Just like him and this other guy too, I got a shout out, man. Like he really, he got me in the New Orleans library. He got me a check and got me in the New Orleans library.
That's real.
Alpha Banks, you know what I mean? And he did that behind my back. You see what I'm saying? So, those some real guys. Slimming, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to family, man. And for those that do want to get at you, man, because again, normally we do these one at a time, but man, we got y'all both on the couch at the same time, and definitely gonna double back and maybe get one at a time, because y'all really got the shit. As far as for y'all two, man, again, I want y'all to tell them what y'all got going up, man. It's summer 2023 right now, so we're in the second quarter. So tell us what y'all have planned up. Again, I know the lawsuit. I'm wishing the best on that. How everything amicably get settled and get handled. But tell us what y'all got. Yeah, tell us what y'all got going on going into third quarter, fourth quarter.
Well, like I said, I got the 30th anniversary on all platforms, and I got another Ruthless Juvenile project called Priceless. I'm about to be dropping probably about another 2 months. I got a debt project coming, and hopefully I have another Mobo click coming with everybody on it.
Mobo click.
I fuck with it.
All right, I got the Energy and Envy with Mobo. You know what I'm saying? I got you go check my channel, Hartford Empire Music Group. As y'all can see, NBA Youngboy just posted the whole channel and the video Mousetrap, which is actually the song is on Energy and Envy. I got
Mousetrap is up. Yeah, and tell us, what is your thoughts about NBA Youngboy right now? Like, what are your thoughts on him?
Well, NBA Youngboy, I ain't gonna lie, man. I fuck with NBA Youngboy.
He from the city. He from Baton Rouge.
I'm to a point right now. Hey, don't say nothing about Youngboy. I fuck with Youngboy. I'm just saying, because like it's like in the industry where you got all these people. For he posts my music, you feel what I'm saying? So he fuck with me, I fuck with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? He got a lot of motherfuckers couch chasing, dick riding, dick eating, and all this here.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And Home and come through on some Louisiana boot talk shit.
Just fucking
so,
with it.
Man, free Top. I fuck with Top. You know what I'm saying? I actually got a song called NBA Youngboy. So, like, shout them out. That's how it all happened. And I got a tape with this right here called Bang 5. NBA Youngboy artist, which is Birdman artist. It's Birdman artist and NBA Youngboy. He 4K Trey. NBA Chopper Boy. Me and him got a whole EP together. You feel what I'm saying? So, that shit there coming. I got the Weekend in Philly tape, you know what I'm saying, with ARAB. I don't know if y'all familiar with ARAB.
Man, free ARAB.
Free ARAB.
I don't know. He got himself in that situation, but Yeah, free app.
Free app. I got Leak Moss on there, Dark Low. I got like a lot of the whole OBH. I got Philly, you know what I'm saying, all over that thing. Cause like when I was going state to state doing tapes, you feel what I'm saying? Then I got the with DJ Thorough, I got the 5 Barrels, you know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of projects.
Well, you on the east, the south, the west.
Well,
God damn, you
I'm
moving
hip-hop.
around.
I'm really hip hop for real.
There you go, man. Well, for those that do want to follow y'all, follow your movement, man, I definitely please and spell it out if you can. Tell them how to follow the movement. Tell them how to follow each situation, because this is one of many that we about to do. Tell them how to follow and see what y'all doing, see where y'all at on social media. Tell them everywhere to go.
My YouTube channel is Mobo. It's MOBOCAMP, Mobo Camp. On YouTube is Mobo Camp Records. And on Instagram is Mobo, MOBOCAMP 90. I remember the 90. And on TikTok, just put in Mobo, you know what I'm saying? Mobo Camp, and you'll find me.
When they say, hey, wait, Mobo, when they say you're the originator of the gangster rap out of New Orleans, do you take that? I mean, what do you?
You know, when I started doing it, I didn't do it for that. You know what I'm saying? I actually got that when I seen somebody post it on the internet. People start posting it. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, when you go back and look at the content of what I was doing, I got to embrace it because that's the mindset I was in.
Check the
You know what I'm
dates.
saying?
Check the dates.
The receipts, man.
Check the dates. Yeah.
My IG plug, you could Google me, Loyal Mott. I prefer you put in Hartford Empire Music Group, but Loyal Mott is on my Instagram. It's Loyal, MONT_. And you know, you can find me on every platform from Apple to fucking Tidal to Twitch, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just look me up. You know what I'm saying? Look me up and y'all really tap in, man. I be doing this shit from the heart. And like, you know, I've been getting it for a long time, man. Y'all just tap in.
Now for y'all see the shirt bang 5 man Loyal Mott, man. Goddamn Mobo Joe. Now real quick, give some shout outs if y'all don't mind. Mo, you can start. Go ahead and give some shout outs.
Man, I want to shout out Folk Shop, you know what I'm saying? Pick it up, let's get busy. My producer, Det, come on, man. The people want y'all music. We got to go to work, you know what I'm saying? I want to shout out Roster 59, OJ the Juice, man. And I mean, I got to shout out New Orleans, the whole boot, Louisiana, West Bank staying up on the real.
And like, I just want to say that, man, all these motherfuckers keep talking about my OG reaching and all this. I'm not feeling that, man. You think he worrying about, you know what I'm saying? You know, he broke, this, that, and the third. You think he worrying about being broke when he gonna be rich as fuck tomorrow? Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. And at the same time, you know, let me shout out Harvey, you know where they are, Harvey, Louisiana, West Side, West Bank, you know what I'm saying? Free Ock, Top Ock, you hear me, just got locked down. You know, just shout out all my family that's, you know what I'm saying, the gang, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Chopper Boy, shout out, you know, NBA, you know what I'm saying? Shout out, you know, Loyal Dro, you know, all my people. Y'all fuck with me. Y'all know what it is. Tap in.
Man, you already know what it is, man. Mobo Joe, Mobo Camp Records, man. We got L.Mont in the building, man. I gotta say it, man. Gotta say it twice, man. You guys awesome, real life street stars, man. We salute that shit for real, man. Hey, let's go, man. Hey, one-on-one. Let's go.
Real life. If that shit ain't real life,
It ain't real life. Just ain't real. Real life street stars.